Hi, welcome to our first behind the scenes tour of the History Center. I'm Marissa Richardson. I'm the manager here at the Bossier Parish Library's History Center. I'm joined by our curator of collections and exhibits, Randall Palmer. We have two main storage areas for our History Center collections. Right now we're in our off-site storage room. So Randall, can you tell us about this storage room we are in?
As you mentioned, at the History Center, we have two storage rooms. The first is our archive, where we primarily store documents and photos, and that's located in the History Center. This room contains pretty much everything else, and it's located in our old central library. We keep both of our storage rooms in ideal conditions between 65 and 70 degrees and a 50% relative humidity. This room, about 95% of the time, the lights are off, so that prevents the light damage. And as an added barrier, we also store many of our delicate items like clothing in acid-free boxes with acid-free tissue paper.
And what types of items are kept in this collection space?
As far as what we collect, our primary focus is on items related to Bossier Parish. We do, however, have an education collection which is broader in scope. Sometimes an object may not be specific to Bossier, but it is a good example of an item used during a certain time period, and we use these as teaching tools. As far as what types of items we have, it's a variety. We have a natural and historical artifacts, artwork, books, clothing, and quilts.
This is the Plain Dealing First Methodist Church's friendship quilts, made in 1923. Plain Dealing was a bustling and prosperous town in the 1920s. First Methodist Church had a growing congregation and wanted to construct a brick building in place of their wooden church. The Ladies Missionary Society organized fundraising drives for the new church. The ladies met at Mrs. M.C. Wright's home to quilt this friendship quilt. The quilt contains 84 embroidered names. Each name was priced at 10 cents. With this fundraiser and others, the group accumulated over $2,000 in donations for the new church building. New seats and a new piano were purchased with these funds.
Our collection also contains bound copies of old Bossier newspapers, which are a great resource for researchers or someone just wanting to learn about Bossier history.
And how can patrons access these newspapers?
Currently, we have two options for reviewing newspapers. The first is looking through the bound copies that I mentioned before, and the second is using our microfilm reader. We're currently working with newspapers.com to have our entire microfilm collection digitized. We're hoping to have them back in about a month, and patrons can access the collection here at the History Center. While we are talking about the newspaper collection, I wanted to mention that we have duplicate copies that we are offering to educators. If you're a history, civics, or social studies teacher, you can come by and pick up some copies. We have years ranging from the late 1800s to the early 1900s, and some are in better shape than others, but they're a great educational resource. And since we aren't open, you can call and we will bring them out to your car.
Definitely, we will curbside them to you. Well, thank you for watching. We will be back with another behind the scenes tour, this time of our archival storage area over in the History Center. So we'll go back to the History Center and take a look at some of our old photographs and documents over there. Stay tuned.